Boxing King Media, powered by the Riyadh season. Mr. Jose Ramirez, nice to meet you again, brother. I'm glad that you remembered me from the gym visit a few months ago. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm excited. It's fight week. I'm excited to be back in the ring and chase the route to be great. And to be in this new country or here in Saudi Arabia. As a kid, you grew up with the mentality that one day you're gonna travel all over the world and perform in front of different people. So it's definitely a blessing for me.
Well, just to put it into context, how far you are away from home. Yeah, I think it minus 11 hours time zone from what you're used to.
That's exactly what it is. Minus 11, well, plus 11 hours ahead.
Yeah.
Plus 11 hours ahead. So, it's, we're a distance away from home, but, that ring becomes my house. So
How were the first few days here? And I know you've been to the Mike Tyson gym as well. How was all that?
the first days were, obviously like anything, you're different time zones, but, you have to stay somewhat patient and, trust the process that you're going to get acclimated. And then the gyms here, man, they've been great. I've been to the Mike Tyson gym. I also been to this gym called the Arena, and they have everything, man. So they have the cold plunges, saunas, steam rooms, things like that. But so far right now, the only thing I've been using a lot is the cold plunge, and as an athlete, man, I love it. So I'm able to work hard and recover even harder. So I'm excited, man. So far, it's been a smooth trip, and I brought my family and people here have been very respectful.
Yeah, I see. Is that your little one over there?
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's my oldest. He's 9 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he going to be boxing?
No, he loves soccer, man. He's this little soccer player, and it's me as a fighter. It's hard for me to watch my kids grow up and take upon the sport of boxing. It's not an easy sport.
No, you're definitely right there, man. So I was just speaking to Arnold earlier, and one of the things I talked to him about was a press conference. I watched it back on the way here, and he was bringing the smoke, saying how this fight should have happened years ago. Obviously, everything's timing in boxing. Why is this the right time, do you think, for this fight to happen for you?
It's not about that. Arnold Barboza, he's I don't know what's in his mind. He's seems to me he's always been this prospect who became a contender, calling all these different fighters. And now he's gotten his shot. So there's no reason to talk about when he called me out. He says he called me out in 2019. That's when I unified world titles, man. If I would have fought him in 2019, it would have not been a close fight. And his promoters probably at the time, Top Rank probably didn't think that he was ready to face anybody like me. So after that, I went on to 2020, fought my mandatory, and we all suffered through this pandemic that slowed boxing down for everybody. So I only got one fight under my belt in 2020, and 2021 I fought for the undisputed. I was chasing greatness, and this idea of him knocking at the door, he's been knocking like any other prospect, or contender, at many doors to see which one opens up, but it's not my job to manage his career, and it's not my fault his promoters didn't believe in him, As far as me trying to wait for any time, I wasn't, if Top Rank would have offered me Arnold Barboza, then I would have taken it. Golden Boy, it's my second fight with Golden Boy, and they offered it to me, and actually, as a matter of fact, I was the one that went out and looked for the fight because I want to go for the WBO bout, and I knew I had to be him to take a spot because I know he's ranked number 1 in the WBO, so I would take a spot and then hopefully fight Jack Catterall for the WBO title eliminator or for the WBO.
Good stuff, man. That's what the fans want to see, just big fights. I noticed size-wise, you seem like a lot bigger than him. How much of a factor is that going to be for you?
Nah, man, I don't focus on that, man. Most people, it's like anything, they have a plan to face somebody in front of them, and my goal is to show him, is to show that there's levels to the sport, there's levels to this game, and I'm in a different level.
What did you make of Jack Catterall's win over Regis Prograis recently?
As you know, it's a great fight. You know, that was a great fight, and that was a very good performance from Jack Catterall. And you know, that's why I feel like that's a fight that I would love to get after this one.
It's not your weight division, but JARON ENNIS at the weekend. What did you make of him? He's had a bit of criticism about his performance and not getting the stoppage because that's what people wanted. What did you make of that?
Yeah, you know, everybody has their time, everybody has their days, and you know, at the end of the day, you know, fighters are humans too. So you know, you know, there's not knowing what was going through his mind, or you know, but he did what he had to do. You know, he got the win, and that's all that matters. So I think maybe he's getting too big for the 147 weight class, you know, and he's leaving it to, you know, all in the gym to make the weight class, and maybe, you know, it's time for him to move up at 154. I know the 154 weight class is getting very interesting with, you know, with Virgil Ortiz at 154, with Bud Crawford at 154, a lot of great Russians at 154. So it's a stacked weight class.
Last question for you. Gervonta Davis still hasn't got an opponent officially. Same sort of weight. Surely that must appeal to you as well.
Of course, man. Yeah, man. Those are fights. You know, I know he's with PBC and he's with a different promoter, but now we got guys like Turkey here in Saudi Arabia interested in making those big fights happen. And I don't think no fighter ducks any other fighter in the sport. And I've always said it many times, you know. And you know, it's just if everything's right, you know, if the financial part is right, if the timing is right, there shouldn't be no reason why a fight shouldn't happen, you know. And that's how I could say, man. You know, I'm just hopefully, you know, I'm ready for the big fights, man, and hopefully I get them.
Well, you are one of the elite fighters of this era, and I'm looking forward to watching you fight live for the first time. So look forward to it, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.